The movie begins in a grocery store. Maria asks her older sister, Asia, if she can have some candy. Asia says no because they need to save money to go to New York.
Can I have it?
No. That's too expensive. We have to save till we get to New York.
Their mother has died and they are running away from their abusive father. Asia reassures Maria that she is safe and shows her a bird tattoo. She says they will never be trapped again. When Asia looks away, Maria secretly takes the candy. At that moment, their father enters the store and the girls hide behind a shelf. The store manager tells him he saw them in the back, so the father starts searching for them. When he reaches their hiding place, he only finds their basket. The girls try to sneak out, but the candy triggers the alarm. The store manager calls the police and their father chases them outside. His friend blocks their escape with a car with no other choice. Asia pulls out a gun. Her father keeps coming closer even after she warns him, so she shoots him. As he falls, he grabs Maria's leg just as the police arrive. Asia hesitates, then drops the gun and runs away. 10 years later, Asia arrives in New York at the Virgil Hotel. She notices a strange decoration above the entrance. When Lily opens the door, Asia introduces herself as the new maid using the name Isabel. Lily notices she sounds different from their phone call, so Asia shows a fake ID and says she has a cold. Inside, Lily uses a key card to activate multiple heavy locks. She explains that the building was built in 1923, when the area was dangerous, so the locks are a leftover from that time. Today, it is one of the most private and expensive places in Manhattan. Lily then asks Asia to hand over her phone because residents expect complete privacy. There are a few guests in the lobby, so Lily introduces Asia to Sharon, owner of one of the fastest-growing anti-aging cosmetics brands.
Isabel, our new maid. Allow me to introduce Miss Sharon.
Sharon notices Asia is wet from the rain and gives her a jacket, then asks about the bruise on her eye. Asia says she fell in the shower. Lily then takes Asia to her room, explaining that the entire bottom floor houses the staff. Asia sees some maids having dinner at a big table and finds them rather unsettling. Suddenly, a boy named Damien calls Asia a pig.
Like Piggy.
Excuse me?
So Lily scolds him and sends him away. She tells Asia the staff is having a small celebration because one of the maids is being rewarded for her dedication. When they finally reach Asia's room, the door opens to reveal Lily's husband, Ray, who says he was just picking up the trash. Lily reminds him to stay away from the new hires, but he throws an insult and leaves. She tells Asia to rest for tonight, and tomorrow she can get a key and a full tour. Afterward, Asia takes a shower and the steam fogs up the mirror. Suddenly, the message "they will kill you" appears on the mirror, but it disappears before Asia comes out. When she gets ready for bed, she hears a strange noise in the vents, almost like breathing. She climbs onto a chair to take a closer look, only to be startled by a face that makes her fall. Then Asia hears a woman laughing, so she steps out of her room to find the corridor empty. The lights start going out one by one until the whole corridor is dark. A nightlight suddenly turns on, and Asia notices someone walking behind her, but nobody answers when she speaks. Unsettled, she goes back to her room, locks the door, and jams it with a chair. In the middle of the night, while Asia is asleep, someone unlocks her door and tries to open it, but the chair keeps it stuck. The person then appears in the vent and uses a secret passage behind the fridge to get into the room. The man is wearing a pig mask, but there's a hole that lets him lick Asia's foot. When he gets closer to her head, he accidentally drools on her face, which startles her awake. Asia doesn't see anyone in the room, but she finds the drool on her cheek. When she checks under her bed, she finds nothing there. As soon as she sits up, the man presses a chloroform-soaked rag to her face. Asia fights back, smashing him against the mirror before slamming him onto the table and breaking his neck. Strange noises come from inside the wall, so Asia tries to crawl away, but her body is weak from the chloroform. Another masked person comes out of the vent and moves the fridge so his partner can enter. Asia reaches the nightstand and rips out the lamp's wires before passing out. The intruders take off their masks, revealing Kevin and Sharon. Kevin wonders why the first guy didn't wait for them, and Sharon guesses he likes to misbehave with the maids before attacking them. Kevin moves the chair so two more masked residents can enter, while Sharon moves Asia, who suddenly wakes up by biting the wires. The resulting shock fully wakes her and throws Sharon back. While the men stare in shock, Asia runs to hide in her closet. The first attacker soon wakes up, and Sharon breaks the table so they can use the legs as weapons. When Kevin opens the closet door, Asia immediately decapitates him with a sword. She's brought a bunch of weapons in her suitcase and manages to shoot another guy down before Sharon kicks the shotgun out of her hand. Asia attacks with her blade again, fighting all the remaining guests using Sharon as a shield. and with a few slashes and quick moves, brings them all down. One of the men recovers quickly and tries to grab her shotgun, but Asia chops off his foot and hand at the same time, then slices through his head and mouth. She manages to grab her shotgun again, but she's dragged back and disarmed once more. The fight continues, and Asia exchanges a few more hits with Sharon and the last man before hiding under the bed. Suddenly, she jumps out using the mattress as a shield and stabs through it several times, killing the man. Sharon dodges her attack, picks up the shotgun, and fires through the mattress. Asia dodges it too, and Sharon can't shoot again because she's out of ammo. She throws the shotgun at Asia, who grabs it and throws it back, knocking her down. As the women keep fighting, one of the men throws a knife, so Asia moves Sharon to make it land on her back with a headbutt. Asia brings her down and finally kills her too. While the last man runs away, Asia follows him into the corridor and stabs him as Lily shows up, clapping. Lily says Asia has been lying to her and demands an explanation. A flashback shows that Asia's father survived her shot, and Maria was put back under his custody, while Asia was caught and sent to prison. She got into so many fights there that she became a skilled fighter. A few months ago, Asia hired an investigator to find her sister. He discovered that Maria was working at the Virgil, a hotel where staff often went missing. All the employees they hired were minorities, undocumented immigrants, or homeless people. The police never looked too hard because the rich guests paid them off. The investigator also discovered that a woman named Isabel had been hired as a maid, so when Asia got out of jail, she found her and took her identity. In the present, Asia tells Lily she's here for her sister and wants the truth too.
My name is Asia Reeves, and I have come for my sister Maria.
Lily explains that she also has a family to take care of, and they have special needs. At that moment, the people Asia just killed come out of her room. Kevin is carrying his own head, and the other man is carrying his foot in his hand. They put the loose body parts back in place, and the skin immediately reattaches them. Suddenly, a maid comes out and tries to attack Asia, who quickly stabs her. The maid grabs the blade and announces she's captured Asia, who lets go and hides in another room. Damien yells at her for hurting his mother, while Asia moves a desk to block the door. When Damien stabs her in the back with a screwdriver, Asia punches him out cold. In the corridor, Lily tells the maid she must clean up all the blood once she comes back to life, and takes the blade. Then she tells Asia the building is locked down, so she should cooperate. Asia breaks a mirror and uses a shard to look at her back so she can remove the screwdriver. She tries to open the window and even throws a chair at it, but nothing works. She also moves the fridge, but there's no hidden passage in this room, and the vent won't open either. When Asia kicks a carpet, she uncovers a trapdoor and immediately jumps into the tunnel to escape. As she crawls along, she hears someone coming, so she hides in the ceiling until he's gone. She keeps moving and stops only when she hears voices from above. The group is blaming each other for failing to capture her and mentions something about immortality. Asia tries to get closer and puts her finger through a hole, which accidentally moves a book on a shelf. The bad guys hear her and open the shelf, so Asia quickly closes it again, but she's forced to run when Lily starts stabbing the wall, eventually impaling her head. The killers enter the tunnel to finish the job, but Asia pulls her hand free of the blade and runs again. Lily sends the group after her, reminding them they need her alive. A new chase begins and Asia crawls as fast as she can, but Sharon manages to grab her ankle. Asia kicks her, and they exchange a few punches before Asia stabs Sharon's hand with a screwdriver. Then she tackles her and stabs her multiple times in the chest. Once Sharon is dead, Asia takes the shotgun and ammo from her and leaves. Unfortunately, Sharon wakes up and grabs her again. When she climbs on top of her, Asia blows her head off with a shot. Kevin hears the noise and heads that way while Sharon's headless body wakes up and continues chasing Asia. They run for a while, but eventually Sharon freezes. Asia raises her shotgun only to watch Sharon run away. Suddenly, Ray grabs Asia and drags her into a dark passage before Kevin can find her. After Kevin is gone, Ray reveals he wrote the message on the mirror. He explains that the hotel is a temple for Satan that's been around for 100 years, but the family is much older. The founders found a way to communicate with Satan and made a deal. Immortality in exchange for human sacrifices. As long as a person's name is on the list, they can't die, no matter how many times they're killed. Only one tiny piece of skin is enough for them to come back to life. All the members are rich people who use their money to protect the hotel's secrets. They hire poor and vulnerable people as staff so they can kill them without consequences, though a chosen few are given the chance to join the family. If someone makes a mistake, their name is erased from the list and they're killed. They need Asia alive for tonight's sacrifice. While the two of them keep crawling through the tunnel, Sharon starts following them, even making wild jumps to climb up a shaft. On the next floor, Asia sees through the vent that there's a large group of people misbehaving together. Ray explains that immortality makes these rich people bored, so each floor is dedicated to a different vice.
Immortality gets boring after a while, so each floor caters to a different vice.
Eventually, they descend into a room where Ray has locked up a maid. To Asia's surprise, it's Maria. She immediately tells her sister that this building is a cult and she's come to save her, but Maria already knows. A flashback shows that while Asia was in prison, Maria worked as a cleaner for a man who abused her. One night, she saw a job ad for the Virgil and applied immediately. The next time she woke up, she was surrounded by the cult. She was supposed to be the next sacrifice, but Lily explained they'd lost a maid after catching her stealing and offered the job to Maria instead. Naturally, she took it. In the present, Maria calls Asia out for abandoning her and says this is her home now. The sisters insult each other, and Asia ends up punching Maria to knock her out. Then she asks how to get out. Ree explains the only possible escape is the fire ladder on the roof, and to reach it, she'd have to go through the very dangerous 9th floor. Since he's tired of this hotel, Ray agrees to help her. Suddenly, Sharon's eye falls from the vent, and Asia crushes it. Meanwhile, Kevin finds Sharon's body, which still holds all the information her eye saw. She makes gestures to tell Kevin about Asia's plan, and he texts it to his friends. 2 men enter the room to find Asia, so she quickly shoots them back. Then Asia carries Maria while she and Ray run, only to be chased by Lily, Kevin, and another man. When they find some misbehaving guests in the corridor, Ray throws them at their pursuers. He also blocks them while Asia drags Maria into the dumbwaiter to escape. By the time Kevin opens the dumbwaiter, the sisters are already gone, so he captures Ray instead. In the kitchen, Asia drags Maria out of the dumbwaiter and accidentally knocks down a pan. The noise draws a cultist's attention, so she quickly hides behind the pots. The man grabs the shotgun from the dumbwaiter and pushes the pots aside to find the sisters. Asia tries to defend herself, but the man is bigger and keeps beating her. However, Maria smashes his head with a fire axe. In Lily's room, she asks Ray why he's betrayed them. He says that in the old days, he thought he was helping the neighborhood by removing scum from the streets, but in recent years, they've been killing innocent women looking for an honest job. Lily reminds him that they used to be nobodies too, and the cult gave them a home, but Ray thinks of it as a prison. Kevin interrupts because it's time for the announcement, so Lily leaves Ray under the watch of Sharon, who is slowly regrowing her head. On the broadcast system, Lily announces that she's disabled all the elevators and sent Asia's picture to the group chat. Every cultist and maid must grab their weapons and search the whole building for Asia, but she must be captured alive. In the kitchen, Maria finishes tying up the attacker and tells Asia she'll distract the staff so Asia can escape through the elevator shaft. After Maria disappears, Asia hears a woman screaming, so she grabs the shotgun and the axe before going to investigate. In the dining room, a cult member jumps on Asia, so she opens fire. Several people who were hiding behind the tables quickly run off, then use the darkness to move around her, grab the shotgun, and beat her over and over. Overwhelmed by pain and panic, Asia runs until she manages to escape the dining room. In a hallway, Asia bumps into an alcohol cart. She grabs a towel, soaks it in whiskey, wraps it around the axe, and sets it on fire. When she's about to attack, the cult members reveal they've captured Maria. A furious Asia rushes into the room and starts attacking the cultists, fighting much better now that she has the light from the flames. She sets them on fire one by one and uses the furniture to her advantage. When a man pushes her against a table, she chops off half his foot and beats him up. A man grabs the shotgun, so Asia hits a table to use as a shield and makes a big jump. The shot destroys the table, and Asia comes through to slice him too. As the sprinklers finally activate, Asia steps on a man who claims they're actually nice people if she gets to know them better. Suddenly, he's silenced by a shot, and Asia turns to find Maria holding a shotgun. She hugs her sister and apologizes for her mistakes, and they agree to leave together. Since the killers are starting to come back to life, the sisters run. They force the elevator doors open and climb into the shaft before their enemies can see them. Asia explains to Maria that she learned to fight in prison, and it was better than living with their father. Maria reveals their dad died 2 years ago from cancer, prompting Asia to apologize for abandoning her. Meanwhile, Lily notices the dining room is blocked with the axe and removes it, only to find the cult slowly coming back to life. She sends everyone to search every room and ends up spotting blood on the elevator doors. Hearing noise, the sisters begin climbing the ladder inside the shaft. Soon, a man comes after them, and Asia opens fire, but he dodges every shot. Asia has to reload and nearly drops the ammo, but Maria catches it. The next bullet jams in the shotgun and makes it useless, so Asia throws it at the man. On the 9th floor, the doors open, and another cultist tries to grab the girls, but they manage to pull and throw him down. The falling man causes his partner to slip on the ladder before his body lands on the elevator roof, instantly turning into a pile of human remains. When the sisters enter the 9th floor, they find Lily, the maids, and the whole cult waiting. Knowing they need her alive, Asia threatens to kill herself if they don't let Maria go, but Lily mocks her, telling her she doesn't really know her sister. It turns out Maria made the deal with the devil too. Isabel was supposed to be her first sacrifice, but Asia showed up and now Maria is out of time. If she doesn't sacrifice someone tonight, she'll die. Lily orders her men to capture the sisters. Asia fights back and ends up falling into the shaft, but a cultist saves her by grabbing her leg. He takes her back to the 9th floor where Lily stabs her in the stomach. Afterward, the group takes the sisters to the shrine on the roof, where a pig's head sits on a stick among candles. When Lily offers some of Asia's blood, Satan appears at the window and enters to possess the pig's head. It smells the blood and starts speaking to begin the ritual. The group explains that Asia is the new sacrifice, but Maria and Ray are traitors. Satan uses the head's hanging tentacles to remove Ray's name from the list, written on the pig's skin. Then it tells Lily to kill Ray, and when she tries to refuse, it threatens to kill her instead. Lily exchanges a few final words of love with Ray before slashing his neck, killing him instantly. After the group throws Ray's body in the trash, Maria apologizes to Satan and asks for another chance. Satan tells her to write her name and kill Asia to join the cult. Maria writes on the pig's head, then turns to her sister, saying she wishes she'd had more time and that this is the only way. Suddenly, Maria stabs herself, and Asia falls beside her to apologize. Before dying, Maria asks her to defeat the cult. It turns out Maria wrote Asia's name on the head, and Satan confirms her sacrifice counts. So Asia is now immortal. Asia quickly cuts away the piece of skin with her name and puts it in her pocket. After all her wounds heal, she throws a knife into a man's head. 2 men attack her next, so Asia captures one with a chain and hangs him from the ceiling. With the same chain, she ties up the other one and stabs him. Kevin attacks her too, and they exchange a few hits before Asia impales him on the wall. When Sharon comes after her, Asia quickly decapitates her and throws her head in the trash. At that moment, the first man comes back to life, so Lily grabs the knife from his head and attacks, but Asia brings her down with one hit. The man then grabs Asia by the neck and smashes her against the wall, accidentally breaking some pipes. Asia takes the chance to turn him around and impale his head on the broken pipe, as the other cultists also come back to life. Lily asks Satan for help. The pig's head covers hers, and the tentacles pierce her skin so Lily can use its power. Walking on all fours with the help of the tentacles, Lily attacks Asia, and a new fight begins. Lily's body is much faster and stronger now, and her attacks are relentless, but Asia still manages to chop the tentacles off. After exchanging a few more hits, the pig bites Asia's knife to disarm her and stabs her in the shoulder. Then Lily uses Maria's voice to make Asia feel guilty about her sister's death. A furious Asia grabs the pig by its nose and jumps to tear the head off Lily's body. When Lily tries to attack, Asia hits her with the pig's head and sends her flying until she's impaled on the head stick. After that, Asia says she wants Maria back. Satan tells her he will bring Maria back, but only if she offers another sacrifice. Asia pours gas on the pig's head and sets it on fire. As the names burn away, all the cult members in the room die from their injuries. Then she sends the burning head on a cart to another floor. It moves down the hallway, falls into a shaft, and explodes. Holding Maria's body, Asia tells the cult members and maids to leave. She uses Lily's keycard to finally open the front door. Outside, an investigator is waiting in his car. Asia places Maria in the back seat and notices that Maria now has the same bird tattoo as her. She takes out the pigskin and reveals she changed her name to Maria's. Maria suddenly comes back to life as her wound heals. The two sisters hug while the pigskin continues to move. The investigator drives them away just before the shrine explodes. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.